and welcome to another game of day number 18 of StarLadder Star Series Season 6. We are here with the 6th game of tonight. It is 7 games in total that we will see, which means that after this game, we'll still have a match up against Quantic. TCM up against Quantic, that is. And before that is this game. It is Mousesports taking on iCCup. And with me are two people. We have got, of course, our statsman. It is Hjort, providing you with all the information and facts for this game. And, of course, the one that you will be able to hear, it is Kanaz, my co-caster for today. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Good to have you here. Touche.
And so interesting thing before we start talking about the draft. iCCup was the first team in. They chose to pick the dire side rather than selecting first or second pick. And Mousesports actually chose second pick.
Yeah, and that's not something that we normally see. Normally it was teams rushing into the lobby to try and get first pick. So that already has shifted with our new way of drafting. And of course the main reason is for that is that if you pick second, you get yourself a chance to get 2 of the first pool of heroes. And you get the first pick after the next banning phases. While if you are first pick, you only get that one core hero. And after that, you only get the last pick, which is a slight advantage as well. But yeah, not really, not as ideal as it used to be. It's a fairly even terms, and iCCup and it going for that dire side. And we do have about the same bans that we normally see with lone. Well, I say same bans, but we all see them banned normally, one way or another. But not all as first banned. So we have a Nature's Prophet and a Keeper of Light with a Wisp and a Darkseer getting banned out. That makes the Bad Rider making it through. That was the first pick for iCCup. Lone Druid and Gyrocopter therefore making it through the banning phase, picked up by Mousesports, and a Shadow Demon for iCCup to of course deny that against Mousesports, because that is the hero that can stop the last two from being super effective. And the first ban goes the way of Mousesports. It is the anti-mage that they don't want to be seeing from iCCup.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we've seen Black play that anti-mage so recently, even the last few days, and he's completely pretty much destroyed his opponents by just completely out-farming them. So just gonna take it out. Actually, Mousesports are the ones that banned out. I don't know what I'm talking about. It looks like they just don't want to give it up. They already have the 2 carries, and I guess Black is familiar with anti-mage and doesn't want to play against it.
He already has the Lone Druid and a Gyro to play. I mean, they're done.
Right. So I guess they're just gonna ban it out because it's a pretty powerful carry now. We saw some of the other sort of popular ones get nerfed a little bit. Like the Lifestealer, not quite as strong, though we saw him play earlier and he still felt really good. Especially with the nerf to BKB, it makes Rage look even better in the grand scheme of the game.
Yeah, Weaver banned out indeed. I mean, there's so much versatility, so I'm really hoping, like, so far, Empire is the one that really made our day with in terms of draft. They weren't able to make it, you know, count for them. But I'm really hoping to see some controversial heroes still making it through. We saw earlier on, we saw Timbersaw didn't manage to win his game. We saw Morphling that was able to win his game, but Morphling is not one of the heroes that I'm really enthusiastic about in terms of making a comeback. We saw Brewmaster didn't manage to win his game. And I'm kind of hoping that we will see a hero that we don't normally see, that is interesting hero in the new metagame, and I don't mean Morphling, that will win his game. I'm not quite sure which hero I want to see though. A Tidehunter would be a nice hero.
We saw Tidehunter, he didn't win.
Yeah, but he didn't win, but you know, I want him to win.
The Tidehunter, he got like slightly buffed, right? They made Ravage bigger?
Yeah, they made Ravage on the maximum AoE on all stages of the hero.
Yeah, that's like, it's okay. It's not a huge deal. I don't know if there's anyone else. We're seeing a lot of Venge today, which is somewhat strange. They made her way tankier, and that's very valuable on a support hero. Just having a higher additional... she starts with a higher strength and then has a better strength gain.
Yeah.
And that's like a really big deal. Venge is going to be way harder to kill. It makes her initiating with swap a lot more effective because she's not just going to instantly melt. She'll probably still die, but it'll take a little bit longer. They'll have to commit a little bit more. And that's very relevant, and we'll see what else they want to go. Mousesports, of course, they ran the AA solo mid earlier with the Ags, so they could do something like that this game. They could give Fada something else to try and run that mid lane. If there's anything else, like Lion's Aghanims, all looks pretty sweet now.
We did see the ancient decoration. We are gonna see a Kunkka here though. So Shadow Demon Kunkka combination, the strong duo that we see often. See that before the patch, see that after the patch. So that is all good and nice. As I guess Kunkka also got a bit of a buff, didn't he? I mean, his X marked the spot mana cost got decreased, and the vision is actually a bit less from it now. But the damage for the ship is actually increased by 50 per level. Even though it's not a really big buff, the boat was already pretty strong to begin with, purely because not only the damage, but because of the run that it gives. So,
5 seconds
yeah,
remaining.
he was already popular before the patch, and he'll be more popular after as well. So we'll see how teams will try to weave him in a bit more, apart from the combination that we often see with the Shadow Demon or the Rubik or something like that. We have got Mousesports now, their turn to pick. They have got a support, they have got 2 heroes that we're probably going to see, one on an off lane, one on a safe lane with. So they miss another secondary support, and they also miss a mid laner. And we actually saw Koikva playing the Gyrocopter on the off lane earlier this week, I believe.
Yeah, they certainly could run it that way if they think they're going to get the best matchup there. It's not like you can't run him if you know you're going to like run him into a solo hero. You just can send him up to that off lane and it'll be fine. But I'm not really expecting to see that here. With the Lone Druid already picked up, I think they'll probably want to tri-lane the Gyrocopter and let the Lone Druid solo in the respective side lanes. It's been a while since I saw Fada play Gyrocopter mid. I don't know if they really run that anymore. Since Synderen kind of became captain.
10 seconds. 10
No,
seconds
what Fada
remaining.
said about the Gyrocopter mid is that he used to love it,
5 seconds remaining.
but at some point people realized that you could just kill him.
Yeah.
So he kind of lost a lot of value there with, in that mid lane. So I'm not really expecting it. It really depends on what they expect from iCCup as well. I mean, the combination Shadow Demon Kunkka mid has been often done before, and they could put Batrider on the jungle / off lane. So a lot of potential for there as well, even though it looks like... this is actually interesting, because normally you don't see a Bane and a Shadow Demon on the same team, because they kind of fulfill the same role, you know? I mean, they have got the setup thing. So I'm really curious to see how they're actually gonna run this, because as a tri-lane with a Bane, a Shadow Demon and a Kunkka, you can't really get too much done. But if you get 2 dual lanes going, then all of a sudden that Bane will be, or the Shadow Demon for that matter, will be nice to stick it on the safe lane if you're expecting an aggressive tri-lane from your opponent, to just have that save mechanism there for your safe lane carry.
Yeah, I think the one benefit you can have with the Bane Shadow Demon Kunkka tri-lane is that you don't really necessarily need another setups or another stun once you have Shadow Demon Kunkka, just because of how easy it is to land torrent and it gives the slow afterwards. So you can actually use the Bane to sleep someone else. You initiate on the person you want to kill, and then like you can sleep one of the supports who has a stun, just so that they can't help their carry or whoever you initiated on in the middle of the fight. And that's one of the sort of benefits. Of course, Brain Sap does do quite a bit of damage as well, and it's pure damage. Yeah, it gives some additional damage, and they don't really need another like just stun the chain on the disruption. They can just kind of sleep someone else, and it does give them another good disable in team fights. Enfeeble is very powerful against the Lone Druid Bear as well as Nightmare, although usually the Lone Druid hero will take the sleep off of the bear if you catch it, and they're gonna go with Juggernaut for mid hero probably here.
Yeah, we've seen Fada play the Juggernaut mid often. As by the way, also interesting to note, Magnus is just gone completely ignored. I mean, he did get a bit of a nerf actually. The damage from the RP is decreased by quite a lot. But yeah, interesting to note. Queen of Pain would have still been in the pool as well. Also a hero that we often see in the mid lane, but they go for the Lone Druid Juggernaut combination, something that we also often see, of course, translated over from LGD International and used often since then as well, with of course the sustainability that the ward offers. And you have got mid game in your well, in your range right now with and the Juggernaut and the Lone Druid. Early game, it's not very easy to kill off either of those, so you have to choose which one are you going to commit to. Are you going to commit to taking down the Juggernaut? Won't be easy, but with a couple of people you will be able to do it. In the meantime, the Lone Druid will be farming, or vice versa. Yes. And that's the one that I was hoping for. Well, at least something like that. Doom, he got buffed. I will tell you exactly what got buffed for him. Of course, Doom now disables Feasts, Backtrack, Dispersion, Juxtapose, Bristleback, and Bloodbath, which basically in this game doesn't mean a thing because there's none of those heroes here. But the most important buff is that the Doom, the ability Doom, that Doom, his ultimate, has been buffed with Aghanim Scepter. The duration is reworked, so the duration doesn't count down while the target is near Doom. So I'm hoping that Jackal will be able to get enough farm to get himself that Aghanims, because that is gonna be a really powerful tool for him to use.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes that route and tries to get the Aghanims. It does look, Jackal usually plays the carry role for iCCup, so it does look like he's going to be their farmer. And Resolution's going to be mid on the Kunkka, so they're not actually going to have the Shadowdemon Kunkka mid like lane combo, and that makes the Bane pickup look even better.
Gyrocopter is the most picked hero for Mouz right now. 18 times out of the last 25 games. That's a lot to get the Gyrocopter. And not only to just pick him, but also that he's not banned against Mousesports that often. People rather ban out different heroes against them. But Black, he is going to be playing the Gyrocopter this game. So Mousesports on the Radiant team. Pass will be on the Rubik this game. On the Vengeful Spirit will be Synderen. He'll be... actually, there's no picture with him as a Vengeful. A Sinful Spirit? I don't
The battle
know.
begins.
Okay.
They'll make one.
They'll make one.
Because this is the second time. Oh no, he played Nyx earlier, didn't he?
Yes.
And Paz played Venge. Interesting. I'm sure someone will make one though.
Yeah, we will have Koikfa playing the Lone Druid this game. Looks like he is having a bit of an awkward time here. He actually has pulled Farah. No, where did his gold go? Where does Koikfa's gold... Oh, the bear, obviously. What am I talking about? The bear has everything. Because he only has a self, so I was like, what? The self isn't even his, it is Passes who pulled him. But will be on the Lone Druid. He knows that he can't really do that much top because of the Bane. That will stop that bear, as you already see Farah having a tough time here. That was a disruption there. But yeah, the Bane can of course stop the bear from pulling, and just with the Nightmare, just, you know, make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yep, and I'll go over iCCup's players real quick before we get too far in. Resolution going to be playing Kunkka in the mid lane. We have Ouija Zik. On the Shadow Demon, he's hanging out in this mid lane as well, so they're running as a duel. In the jungle, we're going to have the Bat Rider being played by Mag. Then top lane, another dual lane with support. Always want to fly on the Bane Elemental. He's rocking the pools to start things off. And finally, their carry player, Jackal, on the Doombringer.
Awesome. Of course, disclaimer once again, if you see me really boxing heroes, it is because that is the only way for me to select heroes on the map. Otherwise, I can't click because that is a bug at the moment. So that is that. Just so you are aware, you don't think I'm on a complete nut job, as we have got a Torrent here once again with a disruption there. But the Blade Fury is first, and Fada actually going aggressive here a bit, just trying to force iCCup back a bit. Nice dodge there on the Torrent. Did use, I mean, that does cost a lot of mana for him though.
Yeah, but he's going to get a bottle, and he'll probably be bottle crowing at least a little bit. And it's... maybe that's why they ended up picking Fada, the Juggernaut, over something like Queen of Pain. You wouldn't be able to blink out after the disruption most of the time, assuming that Resolution has the timing like pretty close with the Torrent. But you can get Blade Fury off because there's always like at least a millisecond. And Blade Fury is an instant cast.
Yeah, if you just spam push. It's the same thing as a Ravage after a Song of the Siren. Or BKB after a Song of the Siren, right? Tidehunter doesn't work well together with the song, that is. Oh well, that was a while ago since that metagame was there, unfortunately. I remember myself saying it very often then when you had like the Naga Siren picked up very often, and you know the team fighting was a big thing, but unfortunately that metagame, no more big team fights. No Tidehunter, no Enigma, no Earthshaker, no Sand King.
No more Wombo combo.
No more Wombo combo. We do have a cooldown though and a boat. And we're gonna see a lot of boats this game, because there's also a Kunkka on the map who will be stealing boats, because boats are nice, especially the rum is nice of the boats, but the additional damage it does of course as well. I'm kind of expecting from Mouz to start roaming with their two supports. I mean, they haven't picked up a smoke, which is quite surprising, but Vengeful Spirit and Rubik, two supports that are very capable of roaming very early on. I've got two solid disables, and of course also the telekinesis, not just to disable, but also dropping the hero of choice back towards your own team's lineup a bit, so disallowing an attempt to run basically. But well, it is fairly tough right now, I guess, to to go for the mid lane right now, since it is a dual lane, as we see that actually Pass with the Rubik has had a very successful streak. Last 5 games that he played it, 4 of those were wins. To be fair, Mousesports right now is on a 20 win streak. And that's also a stat, of course, that was pointed out by the Statman earlier today.
Right. Mouse have been looking really, really strong since picking up Synderen as their captain. So they've been doing. They won the Western qualifiers. Obviously, that's a huge deal for them. They get to go to Seattle now and participate in the international. But just have also been winning outside of that. So whatever amount of practice they put in with Synderen as the captain in the new lineup, it's been working out for them. They've been looking real good.
Yeah, we have Fada with the healing ward helping out. The healing ward though is also a very mana costly spell. And that is the reason why Fada is trying to bottle crow a bit. And he can't really use it all too often. And the combination here is still quite dangerous. I mean, he can try and dodge it every single time, obviously, but he can only use that many Blade Furies. The question is, like, will iCCup get a kill before it is too late? Because, of course, Resolution is getting less experience right now than Fada is getting, so the level 6 for Fada will be faster. And, you know, he'll be out-levering his opponents. And here we have maybe a potential gank. The telekinesis is there. There's also a disruption, though. Hits upon Fada. There's still going to be the magic missile. And here comes Fada with the Blade Fury. This should be the first blood. And it goes to Pass on his Rubik. Nicely done by Mousesports. And maybe the wrong target disrupted there, even though, well, no. I don't think that was still the right choice here. There was no hope for him to get away.
Yeah, Synderen actually waited on the magic missile. If he had thrown it at Resolution and then the disruption came out while it was flying, that would have been a really big play because Resolution would have been able to get away. But Synderen just playing patient, and then once he saw the disruption go off on Fada, he knew it was time to throw the stun out and set up the kill. So good first blood from Mousesports and a good rotation from the 2 supports. Like you're saying, these are really powerful supports for rotating around. Vengeful Spirit that's basically her thing.
Yeah.
And she's great at moving around. She has just a pretty low mana cost, reliable stun.
Oh, they go again on the mid lane though. This time no Torrent yet, because they tried to bait out the Juggernaut Blade Fury. So the Torrent, it will get ducked though. And that's something that Fada can be happy about, otherwise he might have actually gone down. Nicely done by Resolution though. That's the one thing that you can do to solve that. Just try to bait out that Blade Fury.
Yeah, if they can trick him into using it and then initiate, it can be really good. But Fada realizing that he had to just kind of dodge the Torrent there and managed to stay alive as a result.
Yeah, one thing that we do have to note though, like if there would be a Bane, for example, at level 6, Blade Fury won't be able to help you anymore because that Fiend's Grip, of course, goes through it. So, really nice pickup for iCCup to have there already up against that Juggernaut. And the Juggernaut picked up last, actually. We do have QuakeFab not really in the jungle anymore. They tried to go for a bit of a push. Disruption is going to be there up on Pass, who just picked up a haste rune, but they can't really do anything with that. But yeah, QuakeFab, he's still sitting in the jungle. He's level 4 right now. 16 last hits, but Jungle Crypts can't really tell that much from it, as we see Resolution getting away there. We can compare QuakeFab to Mag, who is level 5, who's got 23 last hits. So all overall, iCCup and their offlaners getting ahead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ah, thank you. He is just stolen the very annoying Wildwing Ripper Tornado.
That's a really stupid animation for him channeling.
He can't do anything else while he does that though, but he now takes a Centaur, so he can't do it anymore. But nicely done anyway. Probably was a bit of a stack before he took that down. So he got some extra gold for that, as we see him on 34 last hits so far. In terms of net worth, he is ahead of everything. That's because that camp was stacked, and if you only take down the bigger creeps, you get more gold eventually. And of course with Devour, in theory, Doom should be getting ahead regardless. And his Devour is at level 4. He is level 7 right now at the moment, which is the highest level on the map. As we have got more people coming in to try and take down Fada. Mag, he's level 6. Want to go for that Lasso. Disruption is there. Lasso will be there. Blade Fury or not. Here they come. Soul Catcher's on there as well. Can they take him down is the question. Omni Slash to get away. That is a level 6 upon Fada that he is not going to regret. He used it to get away.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, it was an
is under
interesting
attack.
play. Knows that he's probably dead if he tries to just Omni Slash them. Maybe he gets lucky and one of them dies, but then he probably dies. So he uses it on the furthest away creep and just runs away after it. Works out pretty well for him.
Yeah, very well indeed. Torn not on mark, and Fada now going for the top lane. TP's in from Pass as well. Telekinesis there, and Panoa's gonna fly, who does go down. Pass, another kill to his name. Has got both kills in the game so far. They do take down the tower though. In the end, with Bane taking the gold for that, but at the same time, support on Mousesports, namely Synerin, also gets himself a tower, so in that regard, they're even, with both tier 1 towers on the suicide lane dropping.
Yeah, they're getting those 2 towers. Both are like the relatively unimportant towers, the tier 1s in their respective off lanes. So now they're going to feel bad, but Mousesports, they get a kill on the back end of it where they get that Bane down, and it gives another kill to the Rubik, as well as some more experience and gold the way of that Juggernaut. And Fada is doing a pretty good job against this solo mid, or this dual mid lane he's against. He's not really keeping up that closely on farm with resolution, but he is getting the levels. He's not being forced out of lane completely, and it's making that Juggernaut pick look pretty good. Again, just like wise drafting coming out, realizing that they're probably running this dual lane mid, and that they need someone who can just go magic commune to survive the combo.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, even if he does get the combo, he doesn't die from it, he'll have the healing ward. Very nice as well, as the mid lane, of course, got left alone a bit as the Juggernaut rotated top. We do have Pass coming in to try and take some experience while he's here. He is almost level 6, and he is actually about the same level as Resolution. Telekinesis was there, Resolution might be in a bit of trouble. Fada, does he have anything more? No, the disruption is gonna be there. The Omni Slash was 7 seconds on cooldown even. Might still use it though. Nah, too many creeps around. Wouldn't be smart. Fada is smart.
Yeah, it would be really unlikely that he actually got a kill if he used it there. Might as well save the cooldown, be able to set something up elsewhere on the map, and just kind of everyone content to farm for the moment. But Black getting free farm once again, this time on a gyrocopter instead of Black or anti-mage like we saw in the last game. But still, Black with free farm usually is able to do a lot in a game, and team's just not really doing anything to stop him.
Yeah, we do have a smoke up for iCCup though. Maybe they want to try to go for Black. We do have a Blink Dagger up on Mag, so the possibility for initiation is definitely there. But they might try to force out something bigger here. They do go towards that bottom lane. They will find Koikfa first. The smoke is already off. They realize where he is. Koikfa getting a disruption. Here comes the Torrent as well, as the last two looks to be going off as well. Doesn't even need it. Never mind that. Bane gets the last hit with the Brain Sap helping out. And that is should be Black trying to find a safe place for him to be, or maybe setting up for a fight, because Mousesports, they actually came into their jungle and chased iCCup out after taking down their lone druid.
Yeah, so they get a kill on Quakeba. He's not really doing a lot right now, so him dying isn't the biggest deal. He would like to keep farming in the jungle and trying to catch back up. I guess he has 50 CS, but he doesn't have that much net worth by comparison to a couple of the other heroes, because a lot of those were jungle creeps. And bottom lane we have Mouse going in on Bane.
Oh, cooldown coming down. I was gonna fly. Yeah. We'll support Bane up against that. No, that's not gonna work. We do have Pass now with the Brain Sap stolen, so we'll be able to throw out some extra burst damage coming off from Mousesports, as it doesn't look like they're really backing off right now, going for the tier 2 instead.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Mag coming in, he still has his last two, of course, didn't use it the previous time. Might be able to blink in and get Resolution to kill him off. They get Black, Torrent comes in as well. Here comes Jackal to help out. Boat flies in, Black will die. Can they get more? There's the Doom Pass. Thou shalt not leave, thou shalt go down, and Jackal picks up the kill for that one as well. That is 2 kills going away if iCCup. Maybe they can find more, but everybody is already left for Mousesports. The closest target would be Synerin, who's gonna try to hide maybe behind his tier 1, or maybe even run further, because iCCup, they don't look to be backing off, and they really want a tower of their own here on this bottom lane.
Yeah, and they should be able to get the tower. In the meantime, Fada gonna be pushing mid lane, and Quickbook gonna be pushing top lane, it looks like. So they should be able to try and put some pressure on these other tier 1s in return, but this tower in the bottom lane gonna be in a lot of trouble, and there's no glyph for the Radiant side, so it should be down pretty quickly here.
I think maybe they want to still... Yeah. Now they'll know that they're... Oh, haha. Synerin TP'd out just in time. Bit of minus armor to just scare them off, throw them off. As last hit does go to Max, so more gold towards him. Will be probably a 4-staff. As, oh, wait, pass. Telekinesis there. Jackal in some trouble. Pass. What did he steal? He got the Devour. That's not that big of a deal. Jackal will be able to run himself away from this and always want to fly. Also getting away.
Dire's top tower
For a second there, I thought that maybe he still had the Doom up, but nope.
Yeah, no, he had used other spells since the Devour. It's not the biggest deal, but it does give Paz some additional farm that he wouldn't be getting otherwise. And I'm actually not sure what the interaction is with Rubik. When you steal it, if you eat a creep, do you get the abilities? And do they let... Okay.
And I only know that because Pastos ate a creep and he didn't get the abilities.
What did he eat, though? I thought he ate just like a lane creep.
Oh, then I don't know. I don't think so, though. There's no space on that for me, on this bar.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never actually seen this happen or tried to test it myself because Doom doesn't get played that often. But yeah, I'm interested if I'm gonna like keep an eye on this while you're watching other things.
Yeah, by the way,
I want to see him in a creep.
There's really not that many big or many bad things to steal from iCCup. You can get a Doom, you can get a Lasso, you can get a Fiend Script or a Boat or a Demonic Purge even, and all these things go through BKB. Almost all. Actually all, apart from the Boat. Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of great abilities for him to steal this game, and the Rubik pick looking really awesome. He doesn't have to do too much to try like to steal something great. Like almost all of Shadow Demon spells are really good. Fiend's Grip very easy to steal. Doom, like his spells maybe less good except for Doom, but Batrider, if you could steal Lasso, is great. Firefly can do a lot of damage, especially since Firefly is really confusing to know. You always are going to assume it's your Batrider's fire on the ground, then you're going to be standing in it, and suddenly you take a ton of damage. And if he steals Boat, even though it doesn't go through BKB, it's a great spell to have, simply because it gives your team the run.
Yeah, and makes the run of the other team basically also worthless. As I think this pause kind of wrecked the smoke attempt from iCCup. We saw the pings going through. They knew they were sitting next to a sentry ward there, so they're just gonna counter ward. Apparently not that successfully. There we go. Come on, you can do it. More vision there. Yeah, that's it. So that is the counter ward done with the smoke. Might not have been what they were after, but still. In the meantime, Quakefight, he picked himself up a hand of Midas. And even though, you know, great, you get yourself some extra gold, and he's got 1900 gold in his pocket, probably. Well, actually, I'm hoping he is going to be going for something else, like a Maelstrom or something, to be a bit more aggressive, because Radiance right now would be a bit late. But he doesn't really have that much. He's really behind on farm in terms of net worth. He is still sitting on 3rd highest, so I'm kind of surprised. Like, his inventory is looking pretty crappy right now. He bought something, as indeed the stats say. Oh, he's going for Basher first item. But yeah, Mousesports 2-1 versus iCCup in the qualifiers. It was believed the first day of the qualifiers, iCCup were able to take game 1, and the Mousesports took down the second 2 games of them against them afterwards. But iCCup, I mean, this is best out of ones, anything can happen. And iCCup definitely not out of this game just yet. In terms of gold, they're actually 1k ahead. In terms of experience, 500 behind, but really 500, yeah. It's nothing. It's kittens.
Yeah, we have that Midas on Doom, so he's getting a lot of net worth. And, well, I don't know what I guess he gets Vlad's now, so he's got a bunch of auras. He stole Mana Burn Creep. Or he ate a Mana Burn Creep, which is somewhat unusual. I don't know if he wants to really be spamming Mana Burn, but it's a powerful ability. I don't know who that's that effective in this particular game, but
maybe there wasn't any other creep around. But you'd always want to have that Wolf, of course.
Wolf will be good, or I mean, just even like the armor aura could be decent for him right now. He's got the Vlad's finish, so he's starting to get a little bit more armor, but it's still. I guess he's got 7 now, it's not so bad. Usually, like Doom though, his armor is so low.
Oh, look at Mousesports, they're sitting with 5 people in the mid lane. They want to take this tier 1 tower, should be able to get it. If iCCup manages to prevent them from taking it though, they will be ahead right now, because they are actually having still Doom farm while they come in with 4. They lasso up on Black, but the swap is there. No lasso for you. Torn still hits. Boat comes in. Blade Fury here as well. Here comes the Doom. Lasso stolen by Pass. Hit up on Jackal. Can't do anything. Disruption will hold him safe as the Fiend Script hits up on Fada. Trying to hold him in place. So far, nobody going down, though. The Doom did get casted up on Black, but he should be at least staying alive, or otherwise denied. Telekinesis up on Mac, gets entangled as well. There goes the Sun, and that's the first kill there. Rubik Pass picking himself the third kill of the game, as we do still have Gyro staying alive, actually, even through the Doom. One kill only after everything being thrown at one another. Oh my god, every ultimate was used, I believe.
Yeah, a ton of spells flying from both sides. It ends up just being one kill. Mouz come out ahead, and they get the kill on the tower as well. I don't know if they're going to keep forcing the issue. There aren't spells, really.
Oh,
from iCCup.
Their resolution there. There's also an X-Mark to spot if he runs, so they actually stole Torrent. I have to say, Pass playing an amazing game. He stole Lasso, was able to steal X-Mark to spot, stole Torrent right now as well. I mean, he has just been on par with those steals and making sure that they also get used. Of course, we saw the Doom not able to do anything there, and of course, the Doom spell itself also did not end up doing anything apart from forcing Black away from the fight, which in theory could of course prevented iCCup from going down, but still not really the kind of fight that you would hope for if you throw out all your ultimates. That goes of course for both sides. As Omni Slash, for example, was used. I mean, everything was there, but I guess that just goes to show that these teams with these ultimates, they're like very even in terms of team fight.
Yeah, both teams just slinging spells at each other back and forth, barely holding on, and you know, it's kind of advantageous. iCCup might have been in a lot more trouble without the boat flying through. That obviously the rum did help them for a long time for staying in that fight, but they just feel like they're not quite as strong as a team as what Mousesports have going on. Because even with the boat, they ended up losing one hero, and they used all their spells and weren't able to finish anything off, even with Doom and Lasso and Fiend's Grip. You know, but everything back up, and they should be able to get a kill.
I mean, last time Mousesports, I mean, they did end up taking the Batrider down, and they did also take that tier 1 tower, of course. So maybe getting themselves a bit ahead in that aspect. Maybe they want to do it again and try to go for another tower. I mean, all the ults, as you said, already back up again. In the meantime, Jackal, by the way, is going for Shadowblade, which you know is great. I think he actually has it complete, but he doesn't build an Aghanims. Just saying.
Just saying. Didn't build Ags. Yeah, Jackal might be trying to play legitimate instead of just building straight Ags. It's unfortunate because it's more fun for us to see his Ags and then like build all move speed items and just stand next to people. Yeah. And watch them die. Don't even attack them. Just look at them. But yeah, Jackal going for kind of what a lot of people do this build on Doom where you build Shadowblade. Vlad gives him some armor, some early extra damage as well as the lifesteal. It helps him stay alive in fights. He really, really needs the armor like I was saying earlier. And now he's got Purge actually picking up, so he's taking all sorts of weird creeps this game.
Yeah, and we see a Nightmare up on Koikfa. Soulcatcher there as well. Looks to be a Fiend's Grip from Love. Always want to fly. Oh, if they need it, they don't need it. The Demonic Purge is there, and Mag just blinks himself in to try and help take the kill and always want to fly. Credit for that. Nicely set up. Was a smoke gank in the end. And to be fair, Koikfa just way on the wrong side of the river for him.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I get the impression that Mousesports probably thought that there was a smoke going on into like their jungle, but ends up just finding out Quakepa in the dire jungle, and they get the kill. So Quakepa's struggling still a little bit, but he's caught up in net worth quite well. Yeah. He's actually ahead of Black at this point.
Yeah, Black. I mean, he's been trying to be involved in fights, and that of course shuts down his farm a bit. He doesn't have a Hand of Midas, which I believe Lone Druid did have. I can't see the bear. Maybe the bear has it. Yeah, bear has a Hand of Midas, so that puts, of course, Lone Druid a bit ahead there. But Black, he's building towards the BKB, and he's just been trying to go with those 5-man pushes and try to be there for his team with a cooldown, of course, one of those big team fights ultis that you kind of don't want to miss. Hey, look, we have an Aghanims being built. Juggernaut. Vada. I don't believe that one got buffed, though.
I don't think so.
No, the only thing that got changed is that the Juggernaut Omni Slash doesn't jump to Tombstone illusions.
Right, well, yeah, so it's going to do the same, but it gives him a lot of additional jumps in these team fights. And he can try and just burst down a hero, maybe two, very quickly, especially if he catches supports, like in the back of the fight, and they can just go down to Omni Slash. That's pretty good for Fada. So he'll have that up in the near future. He's over halfway there. Only like 1,400 gold at this point off of it. So he's doing pretty well also, and that's looking good for Mousesports. Just all three of their cores doing okay. Jackal coming in pretty deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Shadowblade was about to run out. He ends up not going for it. They will now see that he has a Shadow Blade though, and the pink goes out as thing goes out as well, as we see Syndran just making sure that everybody knows that Jackal just wasn't there and he was actually on the way back, so they realized that he wanted to go for that. And now they will be extra careful for that. Of course, I mean, if he does end up going for that Doom build, you can just go for yourself to just get that, or Doom build, and with Doom build I mean Aghanims. You already run quite fast, and with the Shadow Blade even faster, and Scorched Earth of course as well, and you don't really need to have more like drums and such. My team still go for an Aghanims after this one, and with the Shadow Blade keeping up with people should be easy. Would be even annoying, more annoying. Keeping up with people while being invisible.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely do it. It's just whether or not he thinks that's valuable.
Yeah.
Being able to have someone doomed pseudo-perpetually in the middle of a fight, and if the person that he has doomed is worth him just standing next to. If they had like one carry, like say it was playing against KP and they had like Eternal Envy playing out Anti-Mage. Oh, there's actually a fight going on.
Yeah, we see it. Mac jumps himself in. The Doom is already up on Quakefa. There's a bit of extra speed for the Doom. Mac will fly over the trees. We'll try to get the last two. Doesn't even need to get it. Never mind that. There's the kill. Doom picks it up. At the same time that Black picks up his BKB. But nice. Again, kill up on Quakefa. 3 times is a charm?
Tower is under attack.
Maybe?
Just keep killing him.
Well, yeah, this is the second time that he died on that side. He thinks he's safe because he has got that ward there, but no. In the meantime, iCCup smoking up. Won't be able to find anything though, by the way that they're going. They are also already realizing that themselves and just defend the mid lane from pushing him further. Black might be trying to look for something now that he has that BKB of his.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they can try to make something happen with the BKB, but I think they're likely to wait for Quakefa to be back up on the Lone Druid. It's so... I was talking about Doom before the fight happened. I don't remember what it was about it now. Something
About the Aghanims!
Yeah, I know it was about the Aghanims. I don't remember the point I was trying to make.
Oh. Well, mostly if
Yep,
it was
too
worth
late.
it or not.
Oh, whether or not it's worth it. Yeah. So there's other items that are probably more powerful than just him trying to stand on one guy and disable them. If they had, if they had one carry, like they were playing against KP and they had anti-mage and like no one else to carry, then it's really good because that's the only person you're worried about in a fight. And if you can't evade or anything like use abilities or items, that's really very powerful effect. But with the way things are going for Mousesports, Black and Quakefa are both similarly farmed, and Fada's not far behind.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So
True.
just being able, like, going all in on dooming one guy isn't really the strategy you want to pull here, I don't think.
Oh, they want to try and fight. The swap is there, but Illusion already gets telekinesis there. Sheever goes down as well as the Omni Slash. A lot of jumps though, but all on different targets. Last 2 hits upon Black, but he turns on his BKB. Both tails in. Actually misses, but of course the Rum is still there. As always, want to fly, hits himself up in a nightmare. Will be the only one to go down on the team of iCCup. Vengeful Spirit going down to the Bed Rider, who was able to drag her up onto the high ground. But still, again, a fight where only one target of each team dies and nobody else, and almost everything gets used. I say almost, because this time the Doom didn't get used.
Yeah, Doom kind of just booked it out of there, didn't even try to doom anyone, just wasn't having any part of it. And honestly, if he had doomed it, someone at that point, it wouldn't have really mattered, since they could have, worst case scenario, the person probably gets denied. And Resolution kind of going pretty far forward.
Yeah, in the meantime, we do notice that the results here from playing safer Dota. No more Mousesports throws, but safe Dota, trying to hold to their own, not get caught out by ganks. Of course, Quakefa still has a bit to learn there, but just, and then go as 5 when they feel like they're ahead. Counter gank when iCCup is going for them, and they are. I mean, we are in a game where we have 11 kills in 24 minutes, and now we have seen, of course, games that you know, has got worse numbers than that, but not today, I think.
Yeah, I don't... Maybe the KP game was that low.
Yeah.
That was a pretty low kill game.
But that's
as well,
also indeed a team that is known for playing very safe.
Right. So we're... Mousesports just continuing to put the pressure on the mid lane, and that effect where they're talking about they don't throw us off him.
Oh, wait a second, last 2 upon Black once again. Can they take him down this time? His BKB though gets turned down. Cooldown coming down as well as Jackal. Gets hit by the Fiend's Grip, but the Fiend's Grip gets returned upon Black as well. Swap is there. Black will not go down though. The boat buff from his team also coming off from Pass, I believe. There is still a gyrocopter that drops. Pass going down as well. Rather, the Vengeful Spirit, as we will see. Actually, we'll see a lot of Blade Furies. It looks like Mousesports is turning this fight around again. Still, there goes the real pass. The disruption is gonna be there to hold Quickfire in place. Only 2 heroes left alive for Mousesports. The entangle up of Mag is not gonna allow for any kind of follow-up as the Torrent will hit on the bear. There's also an Enfeeble, so the bear doesn't do that much today. He looks to be going down, actually. There he goes. There's more gold going the way of the Shadow Demon there. Tier 1 tower looks to be getting denied still. Nicely done by Quickfire. Nightmare set up by Mac, and this fight has lasted so long that we will have the Vengeful Spirit back in this fight, actually, as the boat comes in for the second time for iCCup. Will hit upon Quickfire. The right clicks are there. Is there enough damage? 5 stacks of sticky napalm, and the swap into safety from Synderen, who will try to kill a resolution there and gets the kill as well as the last 2 will hit upon Fada, who goes down as well here now for the first time. Synderen goes down for the second time. But Synderen did end up saving Quickfire, who gets away with his life. And oh my god, what an awkward fight was that. Very much in favor of iCCup, though.
Yeah, it ends up being like a 5-for-1-ish trade in favor of iCCup. I think everyone went down on Mouse several heroes more than once. Like
I think
Synderen died
Quickfire was
twice.
the only one that lived.
So,
Quickfire didn't die, I think.
Quickfire didn't die and Synderen died twice, I
Yes.
think. And only Resolution went down, I think, for iCCup unless I missed someone else.
And I think you're right.
I think that's the case. So I think it was a 5-for-1 with Synderen dying twice. iCCup take a huge fight, and they just can't quite finish off any of those heroes on the side of iCCup. They're all just slightly hanging out, and the Rum effect helping with that, as well as just them having a lot of ultimates that they were using to lock down heroes from Mousesports and sort of pick them off one at a time, focusing them down. And yeah, a lot of control elements, and that worked out really, really well for iCCup. Unfortunately, they weren't really able to take any map control on the back of it. They kind of just backed off. Quickfoot got the deny on the tower on his retreat. So they win a big fight, but they don't really get too much out of it except for getting the experience and gold associated with those hero kills.
Yeah, one thing that we have to take into account though, like if this game lasts really long, that you have 3 cores of Mousesports with and a Gyro, and the Lone Druid, and the Juggernaut. While on iCCup there's a Doom and a Kunkka who are absolutely amazing. You've got a lot of control, but there's no extra core carry. Oh, blink in, pass. It's gonna be the target, Torrent. He's actually gonna miss, so a bit of miscommunication there. As pass will still end up going down though. Mag taking the kill as an Assault Cuirass gets built up by the Doom. Still no Aghanims.
Yeah, if I were to have guessed which item would come out from Doom, it would have been AC.
Me too.
It gives him a lot of armor that's exactly what he wants, and it also gives the minus armor aura, which is very effective for pushing and dealing damage, especially with Kanka on his team.
And these fights, they last a long time for both teams. I think if Synderen manages to finish up his mechanism before the next fight, which he is building right now, just about 450 gold to go, I think Mousesports will be coming out ahead right then, because, I mean, you were right. I mean, they almost get iCCup. Almost. If they manage to keep themselves alive at the start of the fight for a little while longer before, their core heroes start dropping, they will be able to get those kills with the mechanism helping out. And, the longer the fight takes, if they can hold on like this for longer, and I don't mean for longer fights, but I mean for longer in the game, they should be able to come out ahead at some point in these fights. And when Mousesports start to come ahead out in these fights, iCCup is going to be a long way from home.
Yeah, if Mousesports take a big fight and they don't really lose their core heroes like Lone Druid and Gyrocopter survive, maybe even Fada, it's going to be kind of bad for iCCup. And they might be feeling confident now because they won that fight.
Oh.
Because I'm 100% win rate with barrier. That seems good. But like things aren't really in their favor heavily right now. They have an experience lead on the side of iCCup just because of winning basically that most recent fight. But the gold is almost dead even, and a lot of the gold is holed up on that Doombringer, while it's split more evenly on the side of Mousesports.
Yeah, Jackal now with the Aegis, of course. The difference is, I guess, I mean, you have got Lasso and a Fiend script on the side of iCCup, and that one shutdown possibility for Mousesports isn't really there apart from the magic missile, unless that Rubik steals a Fiend script or steals the Lasso, and we've seen that done before, and we've seen Jackal being lassoed by Pass before, and I think when that happens, iCCup will probably lose a fight because Jackal, like you said, he is there to carry you. Kunkka is trying to help out. He does have a Chrysalis right now, so if he gets lucky with a crit, he will still be able to do a lot to that in the fight. But he has just a lot less impact on a fight than Jackal has. As we now also have an Assault Kanaz on the side of Mousesports with the aura on the bear being up there because Koikfa picked that one up for his bear.
Yeah, so we're just kind of seeing both teams passive up a little bit. iCCup is starting to go in. They have the Aegis, of course, up on Jackal, so they're going to be feeling a little more aggressive. The bear going to go down.
Yeah, cooldown is going to hit up on 3, but iCCup doesn't really seem to care that much. So the Kanaz is going to be there, but they don't really go just yet. They're just saying, you should waste your spells. We'll wait. And with only one bear up, that might be trouble. If they can pick up the bear again, that's going to be Lone Druid completely out of the fight.
Yeah, if they get another kill on the bear right now, it's going to be pretty huge for them. And iCCup not overextending quite yet, not trying to force the issue more than they have to. The bear is kind of far forward. This could be their opportunity to try and kill it.
Yeah,
But
the rest of Mousesports is advancing as well, though. That bear looking for entangles, and Feeble's going to be there, but the entangle up on Almost Wanna Fly is still there as well. As Jackal takes a homing missile, Disruption might help out. Omni Slash, a lot of creeps around, but still able to pick up the Shadow Demon as the Vengeful Spirit buys back after going down to the Kunkka. In the meantime, the Blade Fury trying to get away from Fada puts up the Healing Word to help out Pass, who is having a lot of trouble battling Mag and ends up losing the battle as well as he goes down the bear, trying to do something. Doesn't get focused, though. Jackal has actually got Black in target, but Black survives the Doom. And Sinrin not going down for a second time this time. He swaps himself into safety. Entangle and Home Missile up on Jackal. And there goes the last who was still up for grabs. The cooldown comes down again. Jackal, he has got that Aegis. Will be burning it as a Fiend's Grip hits up on the Lone Druid. He will go down. There is no bear for a while. Jackal gets back up in here. Black can't really join the fight anymore. He has to go back to base and heal. And that is a tier 2 tower. And perhaps even the start on a tier 3, even though the cooldown will be probably up again shortly. So not quite sure if that is true, but the tier 2 tower at least, an iCCup, they'll move themselves up the high ground to see what they can do here, and if someone makes a mistake and overextends here, if they can find some target.
Yeah, another big fight for iCCup. They're just staying alive in these fights long enough to deal their damage. And one of the biggest things that we see going on is if you check Bane's skills, you'll see that he has Enfeebled maxed. We don't always see this happen. A lot of times they just commit 1 point to it. But he's casting it on the bear, and when it's on the Lone Druid's bear right now, it actually does 0 damage. So the bear is running around and it's hitting people. It can bash, it can entangle, it can do all that stuff, but it can't actually hurt anyone.
And Bane now also picks up a BKB, by the way, so that is a free Fiend's Grip, completely free for him. As a Deadless is also up on the Kunkka, so iCCup with these fights getting more and more of their items up, and so far Mousesports, I mean, for example, Sinrin buying back there, he almost had the mechanism, but he was forced to buy back, and he still doesn't have it. He needs 700 gold for that, and that's going to be problematic for them to just not be able to survive these kind of fights, to survive the harassment that comes in. And of course iCCup having also a very tanky Doom there. Of course the Aegis was burnt there, so that's something that Mouz can be happy about, but it still shows like how strong iCCup actually is. And Doom is actually level 18, highest level on the map. 3 level 16s on the side of Mouz, though, as you pointed out, it's just way more evenly spread, and it's still fairly dangerous for iCCup as well, if they hold on longer.
Yeah, this Doom is starting to get really big, and this advantage in gold for him is making him very tanky, and they haven't been able to really bring him down. That last fight, his Aegis went down just because he stayed like way up in the front of the fight, much longer than he normally would. Doom, he can do a lot of damage right now, and he's going for Heart, it looks like, next. And once that's picked up, he's going to be getting pretty difficult to kill with 23 armor and like 3000 HP he'll have at that point.
Yeah, Resolution starts to play a bigger and bigger role as well, as he has got a Deadless, as pointed out. I mean, if he gets lucky with the crit, we already saw Sinrin going down to that in the first in the first start of the fight when we had it just in the mid lane, and we didn't see it, or I didn't see it, but I think it was just a crit. Taking a bit of damage and just getting a crit there, Sinrin is going to be in some trouble as well. There will be an X mark to spot if Resolution can get in range, which he can't. Ends up not going for it, so they'll just push the lane out instead. Tier 2 tower. Looking to go down.
Yeah, that was really close to him getting that X. If he does, Cinder pretty much just dies. But not quite able to get in range, but they do get the tier 2 for free in the bottom lane. Nothing, Mousesports do nothing about it. We still have like 3 minutes till Roshan respawns, and both teams might just try and evade any real big fight until the Roshan, at which point there'll have to be some sort of contest from both teams to try and see who can get it.
Yeah, and that will give a huge edge to the person or the team that gets the Aegis. On contrary of the people in the chat, they wanted to see Black maybe picking up a Deadless, or sorry, a Rapier with the Demon Edge that he had in his bags. But he ended up building an MKB. So he has that complete right now, so a bit of extra damage for him. As Doom, he doesn't care about extra damage because he just finished himself the heart. He does not have buyback though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try and force the fight with the buyback, so he'll have some time. Yeah, he'll have some time to actually farm for buyback for the next like 2.5 minutes before it'll really be relevant, and expect him to get some gold before he goes down in a fight anyways with how tanky he is. Probably some enemy heroes will die. And we'll see what else other people are picking up. No one's really got too much. Like the Bane has the BKB, which helps him get the ult off, but Lone Druid can still break that.
Yeah, at the entangle. If he gets lucky, that is. Which utility hero that he has. We have got Mag actually finishing up his Sheever's Guard. He's also got the Gem of True set, of course. If he flies, he can actually see everything. So that's going to be map control that iCCup wants to obtain with that one. We still don't have the mechanism up on Synderen, who is probably hoping to have built it before the Roshan fight happens, because they really need that. Aghanims is already complete upon Fada, as we believe we already saw that in the previous fight. He did jump around a lot, but there was a creep wave that came in as well, so that kind of hurt him a bit in that regard. But he did take down the Shadow Demon, for example, who of course can't really afford to use the disruption on himself. He actually disrupted Jackal there in that fight, I believe, but that's a bit of a downside of being a squishy support. Can't allow those big impact spells be used on yourself.
Yeah, everyone just trying their best to keep their sort of carry-ish heroes alive in these fights, and it feels like it's been iCCup who have been having a little bit more success. So that's why they've been coming out ahead. If Doom is staying alive longer in a fight than the Gyrocopter is, then iCCup's probably winning the fight.
Yeah, that's all it's about though. And of course that Aegis is going to be the determining factor. Who gets it? Jackal or Black? Maybe he's getting it denied. Oh my god, that would be entertaining. But probably not. Snitched, yes. We'll see. Nobody really has that many snitching potential apart from Mag, to be fair.
Yeah, there aren't really any. I guess Blink Dagger on Batrider, you can try it, but there aren't a lot of heroes in this game. Not like a Storm Spirit or something like that, who can just sort of ball in and go for it.
Yeah, oh, they see Mag. I guess it's that if Synderen has vision inside the pit, he could swap someone out and take it. He has been dying quite a lot in these fights, the last couple of fights. He's only died 4 times, don't get me wrong. But for example, he's died twice in a fight. Oh, swap in! Synderen putting himself in harm's way! Disruption is gonna be there though, and the boat sails in. Omni Slash on the back end on the supports. We just able to get away. Always wanna fly, turns on his BKB. Fiend's Grip up on Pus, the one that can't steal his Fiend's Grip. I always want to fly will drop though, but as does Plus. In the meantime, Jackal gets himself a double kill by taking down the Gyrocopter as well. And he's now on the hunt for Fada. Mag chasing him down as well. The last 2 was used, but the sticky napalms will still slow Fada down, as we see Vengeful Spirit going down to Kuka still on the back. But Fada, I think he's gonna be going down. Here comes a cooldown to try and save his life. Black, he popped back. It is Jackal that just stands in there, taking it like a man. Juggernaut will still go down, Mech unstoppable, as the Black turns on his BKB and flies himself back to base. He cannot afford to die here. Resolution has got X-Mark the spot if he wants to cast it, but he doesn't want to cast it. Well, he probably wanted it too, but he didn't have mana. Yeah, that is unfortunate. But iCCup, again, taking a fight. Mousesports not ready yet to do this. And of course, one thing that we haven't really said the entire day, but the buyback cooldown went from 5 minutes to 6 minutes. So that is a slight edge that iCCup now has, as they forced out Black to buy back. And Jackal, I mean, you're right, he was just able to stay longer in that fight. And so many ultis happening at the same time, I don't know what to follow. There's so many cores. Normally
Yeah,
I try to
the-
follow the course, but that's so
Right,
tough.
and the fights are just getting scattered very quickly.
Yeah.
Jackal dooms someone and he tries to run away, and then maybe he comes back and tries to attack, and then he realizes he needs to run away again.
And the people with the Omni Slash try to run away, and yeah, you're so right. I mean, it's so hectic, so
Yeah,
hectic.
The fights are all over the place, and that's really favoring right now iCCup just because they're pretty survivable as a team. Jackal's very large. And when they split up, Jackal's is just like taking down one hero at a time. Kunkka with the Rum on his team, they're hard to kill. And then like if they split up, it's harder for someone to break Fiend's grip from Bane. Like the bear might not be paying attention, especially now he has the BKB. And now they're just kind of in this weird position where they're not doing too much of anything, and Mousesports are feeling like they've slipped pretty far behind. And I'm going to look at the graphs. I haven't recently, and they have slipped pretty far behind.
Yeah, in terms of gold,
hitting
not
over
that
10K.
much though.
Yeah, it's only a slight gold lead because again they still have the triple
Yeah.
core going, but each individual core is now being outfarmed by someone on the side of iCCup.
Yeah, and as just pointed out, I mean, the Sheeva's guard up on Mag, it got buffed. It is now slowing for 40%. That's a lot of slow. And especially if your team is scattering, if your team is trying to run, you can't really run that fast, and especially not from a Doom, who's actually already extra fast to begin with, who now, by the way, picked up Boots of Travel, and is starting to look pretty done with this farm. He still has, of course, the Vlads, which he can up to sell if he just tells the support to get it instead.
You can also turn the Basher into Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, of course you can do that too. And the Shadow Blade at some point will probably be changed as well, but he's looking pretty good with his item slots, and they are going to try to take down the last tier 2 tower. They did take the Roshan. The Aegis went to the Kunkka, not to Jackal, because he's not going to die anyway. But they went to Resolution, who now also has a BKB after the last fight we saw him purchase that. He already got 2k extra in his bags again, and actually is one of the few heroes in the map that has buyback right now.
Yeah, so it's looking really bad for Mousesports. They're going to have to try and take this fight, and they're not doing much of anything yet. They were trying to push in the bottom lane. It looks like Quigpa, or no, Spatha is still pushing there, and they've already lost their tier 3.
Yeah, Resolution in some trouble. Telekinesis is there. The disruption as well, though, and he can just turn on his BKB if he wants to, and he does. Cooldown coming down on nothing. Omni Slash doesn't care about BKBs. The Aegis gets burned. Here comes the Sheeva's guard from Mag, and the Fiend's grip out on the lone druid, but the swap is there to try and help out. Boat sails in. Rubik goes down. Black with a Doom on him. He is trying to hide up in his base, but the X-March spot on the torrent will still be there, and that's a triple kill going away Resolution as the Vengeful Spirit offers him an ultra kill, and the Rampage gets denied because Fada is trying to hide and flee in his base, but it doesn't matter because the Rex are gonna get taken down, and iCCup win themselves another game. Well, another fight, and with that maybe the game, depending on how aggressive they want to be.
Yeah, so iCCup, this is pretty much over for Mousesports, and yeah, they're going to call it a GG. No one's up on them for 30-40 seconds, and during the time the last 2 sets of Rex would have gone down because everyone just hits way too hard, especially Jackal. And Doombringer, he didn't build Aghanim Scepter, but he did carry his team.
Yeah, and iCCup, the one that breaks the 20-game win streak from Mousesports. That says something. iCCup, we know them as the CIS Team Slayer. Well, they're also the Mousesports Slayer right here, right now, with the Doom pickup. With having actually Doom never dying in the entire game. Doom only has 6 kills to his name, but it's a very low kill game to begin with. He does have 13 assists, but he never, ever, ever died.
Yeah, he was in all but 4 kills for his team and didn't die. That's a pretty good play by any carry player would be pretty happy to be having that claim going on.
Indeed, and we are of course going to be jumping ourselves into the next game, and the last game of the evening. It is StarLadder Season 6, day number 18. A total of 7 games are to be played today. We already had 6, or this was the 6th. We will be seeing the 7th. It is Quantic taking on TCM, or DD taking on TCM, of course. Just switched names, so I'm just mentioning both of them. And of course, with me is a team of 2, as in we are a team of 3 in total. We of course got Hjort the Statman playing here as the Statman and giving you all the inside information. You can follow him on Twitter at ProHjort, and you can also follow my co-caster Kanaz at KanazDota on Twitter, and myself at SheeverGaming on Twitter as well. And we'll be also providing you with all the coverage that you need for the next game. It is Quantic taking on TCM. Stick around for the last game of StarLadder for day number 18.